Hi, this is Lisa Guice, your self-relationship expert, your inspirational speaker, your Be Great Now coach, and the author of You're Just a Quote Away from Your Greatness. I help women ignite and lead, leap, leverage, and profit, most importantly, from their greatness. And I'm coming to you today on Why Not Wednesday? You know, I use Wednesday as a day to push you a little further into your greatness, push you to your next level. And today I want to talk about, if you stay in your head, you're going to play in your head. And this came to me because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we just started to kind of talk about just how you kind of, play things over and over in your head. And I made the comment that if you stay in your head, you're going to play in your head. And I said, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to talk about that on my Why Not Wednesday, because I know there's so many of us who we stay in our head. We constantly talk to ourselves. We constantly tell ourselves what we can or can't do, and we allow that to actually stop us from going after our greatness. So I wanted to make sure I came and just shared that with you today. So what does it mean to stay in your head and play in your head? Basically, what that means is, if I'm constantly telling myself, Lisa, you can't do this, or it's not time to do that, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go outside of those boundaries. I'm going to limit myself in what I can and what I cannot do. And that's exactly what we do not want that to happen. So the best way to actually get out of your head when you're trying to conquer anything, I don't care if you're trying to start a new business, I don't care if you're thinking of, putting together a training class, if you're trying to elevate to the next level at work, it does not matter. Just get out of your head first. Get out of your head first. There's a reason why. Look, this is the analogy that I use, or the visual that I have in mind. Think about the size of your head. So think about, if you stay there, what that means for your world. That means your world is going to, for the most part, just be about this big, right? Well, we want to expand. We want to live large. So in order to do that, you're going to have to kind of, shift your perspective and make some changes that will enable you to do that. So these are actually 4 things I want to bring to you today that will help you to get out of your head, so that you're not staying in your head and playing in your head. We want to play big, not small. If we play in our head, we're still staying small, right? So one of the things that you can do is, I want you to revert back to getting out of your head, revert back to your heart. Revert back to your heart. That's when that dream was originally placed. How did you feel? How did you feel? Those first emotions, that first unlimited dreaming that you had. Revert back to that, and that lies in your heart. So that's why I always also come to you guys and talk to you all the time about how important it is to write things down, because there will be times when you'll jump back into your head, and if you have it written down what was in your heart when you first started or when you first got the idea, now you have some place to go. You can go back and read that and say, I remember. Okay, I'm starting to feel it again. Okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move forward. So if you revert back to what's in your heart, it'll make it so much easier to actually push forward and get out of your head so that you could play big. The second thing, tap into your fear. Tap into your fear. It's that scary place that actually holds the gem that you've been waiting for. The scary place holds the gem that you've been waiting for. So often we allow our fears to restrict us. And that's another reason for looping in our head, because we're fearful. We're fearful about, maybe I won't be able to do this. Maybe everything that I'm telling myself is the truth. And I just want you to kind of sit in that fear, because that fear actually is exactly where you want to be. You want to make sure that you're doing something every day that scares you. If you're doing something every day that scares you, then that means you're not playing big. You're actually playing, you're not playing small. You're actually playing big. And that's where you want to, that's your zhuzh. Let's just say that's like your zhuzh. You want to make sure you stay in that place. That's the, I'm going to say that's actually the sweet spot. As scary as it is, your fear is the sweet spot. So we want to get you to your sweet spot. So tap into that fear instead of running from that fear. Number 3, don't worry about the how. Do not worry about the how. If we sit down and really think about, okay, this is my dream, this is how I want to, a promotion at work or what have you, we're constantly going to just keep, we're going to become stagnant because we can't figure everything out. Sometimes the how is so far away that, we'll feel like it's unreachable. So my suggestion is always don't worry about the how, because once you are actually ready to get into action, things will start to fall into place. Even down to being able to, enlist other people to help you. I don't know how to do this. Hey, is there anybody out there that can help me out? You'll start to see that. Hi, Renita. You'll start to see that. People will just start to kind of fill in for you. But that's only if you're not worried about the how. Let me just share a little something with you guys. For the probably about the past 2 weeks, I've been on this journey of just saying, Lisa, when you come up with something, when something is dropped down in your spirit, don't worry about how you're going to work it out. Don't worry about, the provision of it. Just go, just run with it. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And I am here to tell you guys, everything that for the past 2 weeks, everything that I have gone after, I have conquered because I have stepped to it with that mentality, not worrying about the how, not being consumed. You could become bogged down into how things are going to work out. When you get bogged down into that, that means you're no longer dreaming. That means you're no longer stepping out and saying, you know what, this is for me. And guess what? I'm going to claim it. So definitely do not worry about the how. I always tell my clients that you're going to get stuck in the muck. You guys know I always use that terminology. You're going to get stuck in the muck when you focus on the how, because especially for perfectionists, those of you who are perfectionists, you could actually stay stuck for years to come by worrying about the how. So just throw that out. Just say, you know what, with reckless abandonment. And I know some people are like, what? She telling us to be reckless, huh? No, I'm not telling you to be reckless in the big picture, but in the small picture in stepping forward, yes, I'm telling you, with reckless abandonment, go, go, go. Don't worry about how it's all going to shape itself. And then 4th, I want you guys to let go of the way you feel it should be. Let go of the way you feel it should be. And what I mean by that is, I no longer want you to be consumed with how it's supposed to look. If you are consumed with how it's supposed to look, okay, I wanted this dream, but this didn't work out, that didn't work out, now it doesn't look anything like my dream. Well, maybe that's because you were dreaming this big. And in order for you to dream this big, some things have to be tweaked. So therefore, some things are being moved around. Do not get stuck in how things are supposed to look. I'm going to share a story with you guys. I was so consumed with how things were supposed to look. I always call it the gifts. When you receive your gifts, and that's the gift that someone else may be giving you. But because it didn't come from who you thought it should come from, the person didn't look the way you thought they should look, the gift wasn't wrapped the way you thought it was supposed to be wrapped, you declined the gift. Oh, no, thank you. I don't need that. Thank you so much for your help, but not now. That type of thing. And I realized that I had actually jeopardized my business because the gift did not show up the way that I thought it should look, so I rejected it. So I want you guys to not focus on the way it's supposed to look. Just completely throw that out. Do not get consumed with that. That will have you denying your blessings. Did you hear what I said? That will have you denying your blessings. And I don't know, what world you're in, but I need all the blessings I could get. So we don't want to deny our blessings. So stop being focused on how it's supposed to look or who's supposed to show up and help us, how they're supposed to look. A gift is a gift. Did you hear what I said? A gift is a gift. And I know I'm a girl who loves gifts. So I'm just like, come to me. So let me go over those 4 one more time, because I want to make sure that you guys really get these. I know how difficult it can be to not stay in your head, to not play it over and over in your head about what you can and cannot do, and how that will impede your success. So let's think big and not think small. And in order to do that, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. So number one, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to revert back to your why. Why did you originally want to do this? Why did you originally want to open that business, start that foundation, go after that promotion at work? Why? And I want you to write that down because I want you to stay in touch and connected to that. And I know you guys hear that a lot, but it is truly, I would say, out of everything that I have learned while being in business, staying connected to my why has been priceless, absolutely priceless. So it's not a cliche. It's actually something, it's a necessary, and I'll say a necessary evil. And the reason why I say that is because, you hate to keep going back. You hate to keep going back, but you need to. You have to stay connected to it. The second thing is tap into your fear. As scary as that is, tap into that fear, because the fear is actually the sweet spot. The fear is actually what helps you to know what's bigger than you. The fear is what helps you to realize, oh, I'm not afraid. Well, then I'm playing small. That's your indicator. If you're not afraid, you're playing small. Number 3, I want you guys to forget about the how. Totally forget about your how. Don't worry about it. If you ask for help, like just for example, this morning, I'm actually speaking this weekend and I needed some assistance. I put a feeler out there and I had people responding saying, I got you, girl. What time do you need me? So if had I not done that, or had I been stuck in my how, I may have turned down the speaking engagement because I would have been thinking, okay, I'm not going to have any assistance. No, I wasn't worried about the how. I said yes. And then I worried about the how, or I went out and said, hey, I need some help. Can anybody help me out? So completely stop worrying about the how. And then number 4, I want you guys to really, 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 really get this. Number 4, do not prejudge and just completely be open to the gifts. That gift will show up. Sometimes the gift will show up with the paper torn. Sometimes the gift will show up with no paper on it at all. Don't be concerned about it. Sometimes the gift will show up by the person you never thought would actually support you. Don't worry about it. Stop having a preconceived notion as to how it's supposed to look. And once you do that, that again opens up everything. It gets you out of here. And you'll no longer be playing small. You'll start to play on a bigger stage. I hope this helped you. I know that this is something that, in different clients that I have, I know this is something that they often struggle with, and I always want to bring it to you to help you on Why Not Wednesday, push you just a little further into your greatness. Once again, please, 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 if you have to go back on the replay to write down the 4 steps, then do so, because this is pivotal to no longer playing small and now playing big. Until we speak again, always remember to be loyal to your greatness and live your greatness out loud.